Hello, everyone. My name is Arcelio Hernandez. I am a Costa Rican lawyer and translator. And as we approach the end of the year, I'd like to share with you some thoughts and recap a little bit of what we've been able to achieve this year. It has been a good year. I thank God for this year. 2024 has been a year filled with positive experiences with our clients. We've been able to help many people, especially in the area of family law. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what we do here in my law firm, which is located in San Jose, Costa Rica. We've been here at this particular location for over 3 years, approaching 4 years. Um, we moved from a nearby location. We used to be real close to the First Judicial Circuit in San Jose, but we had problems there because of parking and different things. So we moved here to this new location, not too far from there, in a place called Plaza Viques. And from here, we provide services, legal services. We have currently, I have two lawyers who help me, besides myself, working here. Attorney Fabiola de Trinidad, who this year became also a notary public. She's now able to do notary public work. So we have more than one notary now in the office. We also have attorney Merielen Gonzalez, who joined us this year, and it has been very nice, very pleasant working with her, also serving our clients, many of which are English speaking. We service the English speaking community. We also do a lot of work for the local Spanish speaking community. But I like to take this opportunity to talk to you in English and thank our many clients who are of the English speaking community. We also do quite a bit of translation work. I'm an official translator, English, Spanish. So we do lots of translation work for the courts and for individuals who need that kind of service. Many are looking for residency in Costa Rica. Others are doing other types of work or processes in Costa Rica that require unofficial translation. Or many of you also want to take a document issued in Costa Rica to another place where English is the official language, such as Canada or the United States or some other countries, in England. And then what we do is we do the translation from Spanish to English, which is an official translation. And people can get an apostille on it, and it works outside of Costa Rica. We do also lots of notary work. Like I said, I am a notary, and we do lots of real estate related notary work. In Costa Rica, in order to transfer a property, the title to a real estate property, you have to use the services of a notary public. It's different. This is different, I know, from the U.S. or Canada or other countries. In Costa Rica, the only way to legally transfer a title, whether it be through a sale or a donation or whatever other means, it has to be done through a notary public. You have to appear before a notary public, both parties, buyer and seller, and describe the property. And we have a centralized national registry. All properties in Costa Rica are recorded in the national registry. Also, all vehicles are recorded in the national registry. So anything that is recordable, such as vehicles, property titles, they are transferred or affected or whatever you want to do with them. You do that before a notary public. And like I said, I know this is different than the U.S. and other countries. So when people come here to invest or buy a retirement home, this is one of the first things they have to learn, that they have to appear before a notary public. A real estate agent is important, but it doesn't play the same role as in the U.S. Here you have to get the services of a notary public. So a lot of the work we do purchase and sale agreements, we do mortgage agreements, we do lots of title transfers, and we also provide some escrow services. Now, escrow services are not as common as in the U.S. Like Costa Rican sellers are not used to it as much, but now they're becoming more used to it as more North American buyers are coming to the country, and they request these services because they feel more security. So, for example, if you have a 90-day purchase agreement where you're going to close in 90 days, and that gives the buyer time to properly research the title and take care of any liens or mortgages, uh, it is common that the services of an escrow company be used. There are several escrow companies. We just have one that we were actually among the first companies registered in Costa Rica. Uh, we were using another company back then, but we've been providing these services for quite a while. It's a delicate work. We've had our inconveniences sometimes, so it's a very delicate thing. You have to have somebody like a compliance officer. You have to be very careful about where the funds come from. So many people sometimes are surprised the number of documents that you have to submit. But it's not just the escrow agent; it's the bank. The banks are very careful about the funds, the origin of the funds. So that's something that we also provide some escrow services for people who need that. But mainly we provide notary work, including contracts, including transfer of property, and such services. A big area of our work also is litigation. We do lots of litigation for, especially in family-related matters, but also some civil matters and some criminal matters and some constitutional and administrative matters also. Uh, some people came to us, for example, a couple of years ago because there were worried parents, especially parents, about some mandates that we had here in Costa Rica during the pandemic and all that stuff. So we also worked in that area and we achieved some very good results. We have lots of people who follow us because of our work in that area against mandates. And now a lot of things are coming to light. Back then, there was a lot of confusion, lots of fear, but we were able to help people. I'm talking hundreds of parents, and it was a big relief to them that we were able to obtain some precautionary measures to help them. But that's just one of the areas where we work. Like I said, lots of work that we do has to do with family, and starting from marriages. I officiate wedding ceremonies. I've done quite a few. We go to the location where people want to get married, sometimes at a restaurant, sometimes at home, or at a hotel, at the beach, whatever. We've been doing some marriages, weddings, because Notary Public, as Costa Rica Republic, this is one of the things we are able to do, is to provide this kind of ceremonies. And those are the happy ceremonies. The not so happy ones are like the divorce processes. We also do some work with couples who decide to get a divorce, and we can do that mainly. There are two venues mainly. One is by agreement. In that case, we try to have the people come to an agreement. We help them. We do some mediation. We give them ideas. We don't decide for them, but we give them ideas of how to settle their disputes or disagreements. Uh, it's especially delicate when there are children involved. We do a lot of work with parents who struggle sometimes to be able to have contact with their kids after a separation. It's a big part of what we do. We do for over 2 decades. We've been fighting to have fathers' rights respected, especially. And I worked in Congress as an aide to a congressman for years, and we were able to get some changes in the law. We were able to accomplish that. I'm very proud, actually. I did it mainly because I have kids. I have 5 boys, and I want them to have a better Costa Rica and have a better experience as parents. Hopefully, they'll never get divorced, but if they do go through one of these processes, I wanted to have more reasonable laws, and we were able to make some changes. There's still a lot of work to be done. We have a long way to go yet, but some things were accomplished. We managed to get some changes. Costa Rica is one of very few countries in the world that still have arrests for parents who don't pay their alimony on time. And I noticed that in some places they do this on weekends, like the father who is not able to pay may be detained during the weekend, or at night, like in Chile. I saw Chile has night detention. And I thought, well, this is not as bad as what Costa Rica has, because Costa Rica, we had 6 months. The first time that you were late, you could be put in prison for 6 months, 24 hours a day for 6 months. And that was very destructive for the individual, for their family, and for society as a whole. So we fought for years to get some changes, and we were able to get some changes. This is historical, actually, because for decades nobody was able to touch it. You have these women, radical women groups, attack you, and even some places where you wouldn't expect it, but people are very afraid to touch it. And so we managed to convince a majority of congressmen that it was a good idea to make some changes, and we got those changes in Articles 283 and 284 of the Family Process Code. The Family Process Code is a new code that came into effect on October 1st this year. And I have a publication of that code. It's for sale in, for example, at universal libraries all over the country, and several specialized bookstores like Juricentro, Expolibros, the library of the University of Costa Rica, at the Bar Association also. So we have this publication made because I worked for many years to make some of these changes, convincing congressmen that this was necessary. And what are those changes? Well, basically, the first time that a father or a mother is late paying their alimony or their child support, they can be detained for up to 2 months, not 6 months at the first time, but 2 months now. The second time this happens, it could be up to 4 months. And then the third time on, it will be the 6 months detention. It's not the best solution, but it's less damaging, I think, to families, to individuals. Think of an individual, for example, who maybe works, he has his own little company or does some services, transportation or professional services. And maybe this month they didn't have enough to pay their child support amount. All they need is a few more days to work, but sometimes they don't even get that. Like the other party will request attention. And I've talked to women at the Women's Detention Center. I've talked to men at the Men's Detention Center. In average, there are about 300 men a month in Costa Rica that are detained for not paying their child support on time, or alimony to an ex-wife, for example, or ex-spouse. So 300 men and about a dozen, 12 or 13 women every month are detained. So I've talked to both. I've been to both prisons, talking to them, and the reasons they give me are very similar. Let me use as an example a woman who had been detained for a few months already when I went to visit her. And she told me her story. She had a salon, like a beauty salon. And she does nails and the hair and all that. She works, she has her own business. The father has her kids, so she has to pay this alimony. And what happened is that she didn't have enough. There was a month when there wasn't enough income, and she was late. She paid part of the alimony, not all of it, not all the child support amount. And we don't have set amounts in Costa Rica, by the way. It's whatever the judge thinks is appropriate, taking into account the possibilities of the person being sued and the needs of the beneficiary. So there's no, I mean, you have a wider range of amounts. It's like really unsafe. So what happens is this woman was detained, and what happens is she, in the course of her detention, she basically lost her business because the owner of the place came in, and because she didn't pay her rent, being detained, she took everything from her. She took all her stuff, and so she was detained, just waiting to get out for the 6 months to pass. But when she comes out, she's got no business now. She's got no place to go back to work. So how does this help? How does this help the children who are the beneficiaries of the of child support in this case? It doesn't help at all. It doesn't help at all. And then the average amount of the child support payment in Costa Rica is about $200 a month. But the state pays about $2,000 a month to have this person detained. So the state is expending in security, in food, in healthcare, in these facilities. They're paying 10 times the amount of the average child support payment just to have this person detained there, doing nothing. I mean, sometimes they like in the men's prison, there's a space where they can play soccer. There's some problems because sometimes drugs get in there. There's nothing productive being done in these jails where these uh, alimony or child support debtors are maintained because they were late or they didn't pay in full. So this was a problem that I saw, and therefore I decided to propose these changes. It wasn't easy, but we got some changes made, and I was attacked, viciously attacked by some groups, as you can imagine, called all sorts of names because they didn't realize that this was in the benefit of the beneficiaries. I mean, uh, the longer somebody stays in jail like that with no job, no income, that doesn't help. That doesn't improve the possibilities of the money coming to the children. It might work for revenge or other purposes, but not for the purposes of getting food on the table for these kids. Um, Still, some judges don't understand the logic behind these changes. So, for example, uh, the Constitutional Court is letting each individual pensions court decide whether to apply this change for people who were already detained by the 1st of October when it came into effect. And some people, 121 people were released on October 1st, but not all judges decided to apply this new law. They said, no, you were detained with the old law. I'm going to continue to apply the 6 months the first time you were detained. It's because these judges don't understand the logic, the reasoning behind these changes. It doesn't help. It doesn't help anybody. It's a big damage to society. It's damage to the kids. The kids are traumatized by having their father or their mother detained for 6 months. And it doesn't make any sense. And people who come into Costa Rica, they have no idea that this is going on. Like you have to live here, you have to practice law or something to become aware of these things. They're like hidden. This is not something that you'll see in Costa Rican ads, announcing that if you have child support and you don't pay, you can go to jail for 6 months. I mean, it doesn't. This is not appealing to anybody. But we were able to get these changes made, and now they're law of the republic. And at least for new cases where somebody is late paying their pension for the first time, they won't go to jail for 6 months. They'll go for 2 months the first time, 4 months the second time, and then 6 months starting the third time. And then we were also able to get the idea of night detention, but it wasn't allowed as a general rule. It has to be authorized case by case by a judge. This is how we were able to get it through. And it passed the test of the Constitutional Court. Again, people didn't understand. We have an ombudsman office, Defensoría de los Habitantes. They fought against it. They thought it was like a reversal of human rights because they didn't understand the logic behind it. But the Constitutional Court made it clear that this detention is not technically a punishment because the person has not gone through a due process, hasn't been found guilty of anything. It's just a measure to put pressure on the person to pay. So these measures make it more feasible that the person will pay, is what the Constitutional Court found. And therefore, it was approved. So let me show you 1 second here. I have the book that I was referring to that I published. This is the Código Procesal de Familia, the Family Process Code, that was published this year. It was published this year in Costa Rica on October 1st. October 1st was the first the date when this became effective in Costa Rica. And so this is the code that this is my version that I published. You see my name here, Arcelio Hernando Mucio. And I worked as a congressman, an aide to a congressman for years, and worked very hard to get this through. Even though these changes are not like the optimal, like I said, but it's an improvement. It's what we were able to do, and I feel very proud that we were able to do something. A lot of people criticize and they complain, but they do nothing. They do nothing really. They just complain. And I was able to do something, and I'm proud of it. And I thank God. God helped me to convince all these congressmen to approve this. And it'll be something that my children will enjoy. I mean, I hope they never get into these situations, but if they do, they will have a little bit better conditions. And so that's part of what we did this year. And we published this code, And like I said, I'm very, very proud about it. Very happy that this was approved. And we've helped a lot of people now with this new code. Um, we've been able to get the Constitutional Court to issue some interesting rulings regarding notification, how to notify people, for example, uh, in case there needs to be a change in the amount. You know, if there are changes in circumstances, if somebody loses their job, for example, or suffers an accident and can't do their job anymore, these changes, the law allows for a revision. You can have the court check and revise and maybe change the amount if that is what has to be done. And the process is much faster now. Instead of waiting for months and months after you go to a hearing, the judge has to decide right after the hearing now. So that's a big improvement. And it's more according to a prompt solution that is a constitutional right. According to Article 41 of our Constitution, you have the right to a prompt justice, prompt and due justice. So this is an improvement with this code, with this code. So the code is a big thing. If you haven't already, I invite you to look for it. Like I said, Librerías Universal. I think they're all over the country now, in all Universal. And then also some specialized bookstores like Juricentro near the courthouse here in the First Judicial Circuit. The University of Costa Rica has a library, and you can buy it there, bookstore. And like I said, the Bar Association, if there are colleagues watching me, you can go to the Bar Association. They have a little store there, and you can buy it at the store of the Bar Association, Colegio de Abogados in Zapote, and some other locations, Expo Libros, like I said. So also, if you live far from San Jose, we can also mail it to you. We can mail it to you. Or you know what you can do also? You can buy it on Amazon. I have it on Amazon. You can go to Amazon.com and look for it. Maybe type in my name. You'll see that about 40 books come up. I have about 40 books for sale on Amazon. That's a big thing that I do too. I'm an author, and so there are books on various topics there. You'll find a great variety of topics there. Religious topics, some things about weight management, some things about consent. About there's a lot of couples. Like I do have a series about coaching, relationship coaching. So I'll have a lot of books for children too. I like to write for children. I have like bedtime stories. I have a series of about 4 books in English and 1 book in Spanish. That these are bedtime stories basically. So like I said, I mean, sometimes I walk at the mall. I'm walking at the mall, and somebody will stop me and say, and shake my hand. Oh, thank you for what you've done for the children. The children are a big part of my work. They're very important to me. They're the heart of my work, and so a lot of people you'll see that are thankful. They'll invite me to go somewhere, or they'll see me on the street, and they say thank you for what you've done for the children of Costa Rica. We were the only country in the world, by the way, with these mandates for children. So I think it was important what we did. It's important what we did, and I do think that it's historical, and that because I haven't read or seen that this was ever accomplished before in Costa Rica to stop a mandate like that, and I think it'll be remembered for generations to come. Some people don't realize the importance, but I think they will eventually. Some people do realize the importance, and that's why I'm saying they see me on the street and they say hello, or they want to take a picture with me. So I feel like very honored by these people that I don't even know. I mean, but they're parents like me, and we do appreciate it because Costa Rica, we went through some terrible times. There was forced, just incredible things that happened during that terrible time. You can't even mention too much about it because we had also lots of censorship, and we still do. I mean, it's getting better. I mean, I know that Twitter has made a 360, 180-degree turn when it was purchased by Mr. Elon Musk. So now they're trying to bring back this freedom of expression, but it's still not everywhere, right? That you can talk openly about many things. So you will understand why I don't go too much into detail, regarding what we were able to accomplish. But You can see a lot of this in my Facebook profile, a lot of the story in the news. We have a WhatsApp group of parents, reaching almost 1,000 parents now in that WhatsApp group. It's called Padres Costarricenses Unidos, and I try to just share news about the progress of the cases that we have. We have two main cases: one for children under 12, and one for children 12 to 17. And in both cases, we got some precautionary measures to suspend the mandates. And we keep fighting. We keep fighting to the end. We'll keep fighting. The government has been sneaky. They've tried to trick people and lie to people about the truth of their intentions. But we're fighting. The fathers, the mothers, we've been at the front line. We've been fighting this government and the past government especially, but both governments really, because they want to arbitrarily impose things on parents. They don't want to respect parental authority, and it's a big thing for us. We've worked hard this year to have force the government to respect the parental authority, to respect parental authority. So some people have these weird ideas that the kids belong to the state. We don't agree with that. We fight that, and we're fighting hard to have parental authority be respected, parental authority be something that's observed, not only in this area of the mandates, but also in education, for example, in religious aspects, for example. We strive to have Costa Rica become truly respectful of people's beliefs, people's beliefs and creeds and religion. This is a big thing. And even though at first sight you might think Costa Rica is respectful, but the truth is, in the practice, there are instances of violations that are gross violations, and lots of prejudice too. Socially, we have some prejudice. Still, to become, for example, a presidential candidate may lose an election because of his religion, because people think it's okay to attack somebody based on their religion. It's not okay. It's not okay. This is a discrimination that is not to be tolerated. But it happens. It has happened in the last couple of elections where there was a presidential candidate that was evangelical, and people openly attacked him. And the newspapers and the media, they allowed this. I mean, they as long as it's not a Catholic candidate, for example, because Catholics are majority in Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a Catholic professing state. We have it's one of the very few states that has a religion. But if you're not Catholic, if you're evangelical and you run for office, you'll be openly attacked, and it's okay with the media, incredibly. So we oppose all this. We believe that whatever the religion of a person, people must respect it. They cannot attack a person based on his religion. It's not okay, So we've fought to have people respect people's beliefs and not attack them openly. This discrimination is not to be tolerated. It's not okay. It should not be allowed. And so that's one of the aspects. We've also fought and continue to fight to have the right to life be respected. We recently had in Costa Rica a big judgment. It was the case of Beatriz versus El Salvador. And so the court gave a ruling, handed down a ruling about a week ago, in the last week or so. And it was very pleasant to hear that the court accepted that there's no right recognized under the Declaration of Human Rights, American Declaration of Human Rights, for this just free abortion. This is not the right that is protected is the right to life from the moment of conception. That's what the law says. That's what the Declaration says. Okay, and so it was good to have this decision handed down, and we've also fought this year. Not only this year, but for a long time, for many years, we've fought. We've done some manifestations. We've done some activities to promote the right to life, to defend both lives, the mother's and the child's. So there's been some worldwide. There's some important events happening lately, like the reversal of the Roe v. Wade in the States. We believe it's a positive thing, because human life, the life of the innocent, should be protected, not just the right to life of the mother, although that's important too. I mean, there are cases when the mother's life is in danger where our law allows for a stop to the pregnancy, okay, because of the mother's life being in danger. But it cannot be just a whim. It cannot be just any reason. It has to be very qualified reason, and that's the way our law works. And we were able to get, for example, recently, a protection order for a baby who hasn't been born yet. It's in the mother's womb, but the mother had expressed that she wanted to get an abortion. So we were able to get the court here in San Jose to give precautory measures, ordering protection for this baby. And that's a big thing. I mean, it hasn't been noticed too much, but I think I haven't seen anything like it before. It's a good thing that life of the unborn is being protected in Costa Rica. And to us, it's a very big thing. It's a very important thing that we do. So I just wanted to take this time to thank you. Thank you for this opportunity, for hearing me out, for being here with me. I don't use TikTok very much less these live broadcasts. But I wanted to try it out, and hopefully a lot of people will listen to this. Most of my audience is Spanish speaking, so I don't expect it to be a huge audience, but I know that many English speaking clients of mine and people, friends of mine, will listen to this and will get a chance to be informed of as to our work, what we've done. Besides individual cases, individual work that we do for people all the time, you get an idea of the type of work that we do, not only for individual clients, but for society in general, and for the unborn, and for children in general. This is what we do. It's part of what we do. It's a battle. It's a fight, and we're happy to fight it. We're very thankful to God for the good results we've obtained thus far, and we'll continue. We'll continue to work, and I am very grateful for the people who support us, who pray for us, and who show their love to us. May God bless you. May you enjoy the rest of this year that's about to end. And may the year 2025 bring lots of joy, peace, love, hope, unity, family unity, and healing to our lives. This is a big part of what I believe in, is forgiveness, letting go of hatred, letting go of pain, letting go of bad memories, and just letting them go and let God. Let go and let God. You know, a big teacher of mine is the late Dr. Hugh Len. Hugh Len taught a technique, a Hawaiian technique called Ho'oponopono. I have a book translated to 6 languages now. This is the Ho'oponopono book. To me, that book I thought about for about a decade before I wrote it. So to me, I think that's my best book, actually, Ho'oponopono. If you have a chance, look it up on Amazon. But to us, reconciliation brings healing of the soul, healing of the body, healing of the mind. So it's very important for us to not get obsessed with pain or hold on to the painful memories. No, let go. Let go and let God. Let God heal. Let God bring love, light. And this is a very important thing that we do. When our clients let us, we like to give a more integral help beyond just law. If people will let me, I am a trained Ho'oponopono practitioner, and I like to share my experiences. I mean, to me, it's done wonders when you constantly think of forgiveness, of love, of gratefulness. Of gratitude. Your life changes. It's just life changing. Ho'oponopono. I could talk for hours about Ho'oponopono. What it's done for me, what it's done for other people, it's just incredible. I mean, it's a lot. It has a lot to do with Christian teachings. The parallelism is incredible. It's a big section of this book, Ho'oponopono and Christianity and the Bible. So some of the teachings of Christ are very similar to the Hawaiian tradition of Ho'oponopono. forgiveness, the matter of the clean heart, having a clean heart, creating me, O God, a clean heart. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. If you want to see God, you gotta clean. You gotta just let go. Let go of the painful memories. Let go of the dark stuff in there. Let it go. And this forgiveness will bring about joy. Will bring about peace. Will bring about healing. And I believe this is, if not the main reason we're here, it's a big part of what we're here, is to make amends, to erase the painful memories, to make amends with God, to heal our soul, and to bring about this reconciliation. When we heal inside, everybody around us is benefited. It's affected, is benefited by this healing, by this cleaning. So I have worked with several clients this year also, when they let me and when they get interested in it, to go beyond just the legal aspects of their problems and get deep into it. What's in there, what's going on in me that I am experiencing this problem. It's always coming from within. Dr. Len used to say there's really nothing out there. There's nothing out there. It's all inside, it's all in. So when we're able to clean inside, in our soul, in our child, everything outside also gets cleaned. So we're like projecting what's going on inside. It's like Shakespeare said, the world is a stage. And Shakespeare would say also, poor soul, the center of my sinful earth, these rebel powers that thee array. You see? So it's all inside. So if we clean inside of us, the whole world changes. Everything outside we project a different world. And that is the idea of Ho'oponopono. So I really love this technique. I practice it all the time. And I've seen it work for me. I've seen it change my whole world. So whenever somebody has an open mind about it and they open their hearts, I like to share about this, about forgiveness, about reconciliation, about love, and about gratitude. One of my books is really a journal. It's a gratitude journal where you can write in there every day what you're thankful for. Make it a habit. Make it a habit to give thanks. To give thanks for everything that happens in your everyday life. Give thanks for your family. Give thanks for your car. Don't complain about your car. Don't say, oh, I don't like this car. I wish I had a new car. Be thankful for the car that you have, and then you'll attract a better car. That's basically the idea of gratitude. So if you can just create this habit of being grateful, of saying thanks for everything, your life will improve. So the idea of this journal, which you can also find on Amazon, is to write in there, take 2 to 5 minutes every day and say, I am grateful. Today, I am grateful for my work, my office, my clients, my family, my wife, my children, okay, my parents, my office equipment, my musical instruments. I'm grateful for my desk, for my books. Give thanks. Give thanks for everything that you have. It's all a gift. Everything is a gift, and we have to be grateful. And when we're grateful, the more we're grateful, the more we have. You see, so even the Lord Christ said, he who has much will be given more, and he who has very little, even the little that he has, will be taken from him. And what is that? It's gratitude. I'm convinced it's gratitude. So the more grateful we are, the more we'll have. The less grateful we are, the less we have. That's what you can sum it up with as a very simple concept. Gratitude attracts what you're grateful for. So let's be grateful. I am very grateful for each of you, for each of my clients, for the opportunity to do work for you, for trusting in my work. The reason we have this office, the reason for this building, is our clients, is you. Without you, this office has no reason for being here. We are here because of our clients, and we are very grateful to each of you. We're very, very grateful for your confidence, for your trusting us, for being with us in good times and bad times. You know, some of you have endured some difficult times with us. You know, we went through the pandemic, we went through difficult times, and you're still there with us, and we really appreciate that. I'm very grateful for your loyalty, for trusting us, for working with us, for being there for us. When I suffered a heart attack last year, September of 2023, I was in the hospital for a month. And then after I got out of the hospital, I was at home for a month. So you can imagine that without being able to work for 2 months, this can affect your economy. And I am so grateful. I have such loyal clients. Tim, for example, from Florida. I never asked any of my clients for any help really, but out of his heart, he felt the need to send me $1,000 to help me out because he says, Arcelio, I know you're going through a difficult time. You were just in the hospital. I was in the hospital for a month. I had triple bypass surgery, and I had to rest at home for about a month. So he sent me $1,000 just like that. So I mean, this is the type of client that relationship that we've built over the years. Our clients have become really our friends, dear friends, not just any friend, very dear friends. And so I'm very honored to work for you, to that you entrust your legal matters to me and to my team, because it's not just me. I have, like I said, two other lawyers who work with me, Fabiola and Mary Ellen. My father works with me. He's retired, but he can't stand staying at home all day, so he comes here and he helps me out. You know, I have great confidence in him. He goes to the bank, he goes to the court, you know, delivers documents and stuff like that. And he's a great team member. He's a key player here in the office. My dad. He's 77, and he's still very useful to us. He's tremendously important to me and to this law firm. My son Nathaniel works with us also. He helps us. We have Ethel. Ethel is the president of the Association of Patients. We help patients who are on waiting lists. Sometimes it takes a long time for them to get medical attention, so we help them. We file legal actions and help them get attention. And Ethel is the president of the association. She's a key player there, and she comes into the office a couple of times a week to see clients and to help. So it's a great honor to have these people work here beside me, and it's a great honor to have you as a client trust us with your work. And so once again, thank you. I wanted to say thank you. This has become kind of long, this broadcast, but I am grateful that you will, for those of you who have followed lively and in the live, and also those who will see this as a video, because I think it'll be recorded. I'll leave it there. I'll post it on this social media, and maybe in other social media too. Thank you very much. God bless you. I am looking forward to 2025. I think it'll be a great year. Thank you very much once again. God bless you. God bless your families.